Hi, and welcome to this presentation on the selection procedure for the Interdisciplinary Master's Program in Human-Animal Interaction. My name is Annika Poselt, and I'm here to guide you through this presentation. So, as you might all know, we have restrictions on admission since 2005, meaning that for this master's program, we offer 20 study places. So how to get one of these? Our selection procedure has several steps, and we will go through them one by one. Just as a heads up before we start, please always have a look at our webpage if you're looking for any information regarding the selection procedure and what to do and when to do and all the dates and everything. Do not believe anything that you Google or that AI might find for you. You want to have the most up-to-date things, and those you find on our webpage. Should you have any questions beyond this presentation, you are more than welcome to write us an email to this email address that you find on the bottom here. It's zulassung@webmeduni.ac.at. Be aware, we are receiving quite a few emails, so it might take a few days until you get a response, but we are trying our best to be as quick as possible. All right, so let's start. The first step is that you have to apply online, which means in the time from March 2nd to May 18th, you can register on our webpage. Once you've registered, you also have to choose which study program you want to study for or at. And you will receive an application number. And that one is really important. Please write that down somewhere, as you will need this number throughout the whole process. Also, the password that you said, please remember that one, because you will need to check your online status of application several times, so you need this password. Also, you are asked to provide a valid email address and phone number. Please make sure that you really choose an email address that is valid and active at least until September 2026. Otherwise, you might miss some important information. All right, and once you've all done that, you are registered on the platform. We expect you to handle this self-responsibly, all right? So you have to check independently the status of your application, if there is anything missing, if you need to upload any more documents and things like that, because we will not be sending you reminders. You need to check this on your own. And just as an example here, if everything is green, like this one, all is good. Should there be like a yellow question mark or exclamation mark, or maybe even one of those red crosses, that means you have to actively do something. In this example, for example, you have to still pay the application fee, or you have to upload your ID or passport. So please make sure that you check in every now and so often to see if you need to do something or not. For the Human-Animal Interactions Masters, you need several documents. First of all, you need a structured personal statement in English with a maximum of 500 words. You need your curriculum vitae in English, please. And you also need proof of a required degree, all right? And a transcript of records, and this is important, with the overall grade point average. Furthermore, you need to upload your passport or identity card and a proof of English language skills at least level B2. And all these documents have to be uploaded no later than May 18th. Otherwise, your application is not valid. So please make sure that you check all these documents and upload them onto the platform. The second step is the application fee. You need to transfer this between March 2nd to May 25th. And please be aware, the fee must be on the university account no later than May 25th. If it arrives on May 26th, your online application is not valid. Also, please check with your bank prior to transferring if there is any transfer fee or charges, because the amount needs to be exactly 60 euros, not more and not less, okay? As your payment reference, please use your application number so that we can allocate the fee to you. As you can imagine, quite a lot of people transfer money in this date range, and we really need to make sure that we allocate the money to the right person. And for that, please use your application number. As mentioned, you will be able to see the payment of your status in your online portal. So you can check there how the status is. So how is this admission procedures for the human-animal interaction masters? As mentioned, you will need to provide your average grade point average of your bachelor's that you've done. Here you can get a maximum of 30 points. For your personal statement that you have uploaded in the platform, you can get a maximum of 30 points. And those applicants who the selection committee decide based on its review that they fulfill the formal criteria and include the necessary language and scientific skills, they will be invited to a structured interview. And in this interview, you can gain a maximum of 40 points. And from all these 3 parts, you have an overall result, and those will be ranked. And with that, you will have a ranking of the people that have applied. The interview will take place in the period from 8th till 30th June 2026. But for this, if you are invited to an interview, you will receive a personal invitation. The ranking will then be published on our website, and it's the number of study places shall be offered to those applicants with the highest number of points. So the more points you have in those 3 parts, the more likely that you will get a study place. The only exception is that if we have fewer than 20 applicants that meet the formal requirements and have the necessary language and scientific skills, all applicants submitting their application within the deadline receive a study place, okay? But just as an info, the last days we have had more than 20 applicants, so make sure that you really submit everything that you need and in time as well. As mentioned, you will get a written notification via email regarding the outcome of the admissions procedure and if you have been allocated a study place or not. So what are the requirements for admission? As mentioned, you will need to have completed a related bachelor's degree program, either at a university or at a University of Applied Sciences. And you will need to have at least 180 ECDS credit points, meaning you will need to upload a proof of completed studies and also a proof of the examinations taken in the completed course of study. So you need a transcript of record or proof of success. What is also really important is if your prior educational experience was outside of the EU, EEA, or Switzerland, you will need to translate all your documents by a court-sworn translator if they are not issued in English or German, okay? Should you have any questions regarding translations and the documents needed, you can also have a look at this homepage, oad.at. They have gathered a lot of information regarding all these admission requirements and what documents are needed, and also a bit information about court-sworn translators. So have a look at that homepage. The admission will take place most likely end of August until end of September, and you will need to come here in person so that we can verify all your documents. You will, as mentioned, receive a notification via email, which contains specific information about the whole admission process in person. You will also need then to verify that you want the study place and that you book an appointment for admission, and here the deadline is 10 working days. Also, be aware, our university does not offer any scholarships. Should you be needing a scholarship or just wanting some information about scholarships, have a look at the grants.at homepage. They have gathered a lot of grants and a lot of scholarships, and there you can find all the information, how to apply, or if you can apply, if you're eligible for any of these grants. Also, we do not offer any on-campus accommodation. We do have some student housing near the campus, however, that you can have a look at. In this regard, also, information regarding the living costs in Vienna you can find on this homepage, studyiinaustria.at. And if you're not from Vienna or Austria, I think it's a good idea to have a look at this homepage, because there you can find a lot of information regarding living in Austria, studying in Austria, living costs, accommodation information. So check out this homepage. They have done a great job in collating all necessary information. And once we've verified all your documents, you then are a student at our university. So with this, I wish you all the best for the admission procedure. I wish you all the best for the interviews and everything. And hopefully we will see each other in fall at our university.